All right, we're gonna walk through the setup that we're gonna hook Justin up with this afternoon. Unfortunately, I don't have the availability to go today, but we decided to just make a little video of a dry dropper setup. And what that entails, we're gonna run through the leader to tippet size to the different types of flies that we're gonna use on this exact setup. And keep in mind, this is one of our first times doing this type of video, and let us know what you think about it. This is a pretty cool fly that we're going to use for the dry dropper setup. And his leader's getting a little whooped because old boy just a little wild on them leaders, if you know what I'm saying. So we're going to set the leader up here. And I like his pole because it's just so visually aesthetic. He got this from his grandfather. I've never seen another fly rod like this. So if you have, let us know where. You know, this thing is so old, all the markings and stuff just aren't on it anymore. With that curved handle and stuff, it's just looks very nice. We got a 5-weight reel on this with a float line. We're going to just clip this old leader off of here because it's getting pretty short. And it's the old style that we were using, I believe. I got these new ones in Pennsylvania that I kind of really like. Tapered leaders, 5x 6 pounds. These are 9 feet. When you take these bad boys out of here and they're like this, and it's a tapered leader, you got to unwind from the inside how this is done with the loop, or otherwise you're going to run into a huge mess. I've noticed on YouTube as we were getting into this, not too many people walk through this part of it, which, I mean, if you're just getting into fly fishing, you know you're on YouTube quite a bit. Because holy shit, the amount of information that you get on there is just crazy. This being a tapered leader, 9 feet, I like to take the float line and I do a loop set on this. Which is you take this, zoom in on this, Justin. You take these 2 loops, and then you loop them into each other, like so. One through, one loop through. Then you take your other part of the tapered leader. I take a thicker part because the thin part's really hard to get in there. And you loop it back through the existing leader. And as you're pulling it back in, be real careful not to get that tangled up. Pull it close. Then pop that knot back through a little bit. And that loop over top. Back in like that. Can you see that? Okay. So then we're going to go into what size tippet we should use for this specific setup. This being a 9-foot leader, I am going to end up taking off the last 18 inches of this because we're going to put an extra tippet on it. The setup that we're doing, my buddy Drew has been talking heavily about this. It's a dry dropper nymph setup. If I get it wrong, Drew, I apologize. I'm sure you'll fucking let me know. So first we want to do is tie on our dry dropper onto our leader. This is a real pretty fly here. And the whole point of a leader with fly fishing for trout specifically is because they are very smart. They are very aware, and they know if you're trying to play tricks with them. You only got a couple chances at one specific fish if you mess up. So it's all about the approach. So now that I tied my leader onto the dry dropper, I'm going to trim off the excess. That's directly onto our leader. And then we're going to take our tippet, and we're going to go with a larger size because Justin said that there's some bigger fish playing around over there. So we want to set them up for success. I don't want to fuck them over on this deal. You know what I mean? So we got a 5-pound 3X tippet that we're gonna put on here. Okay, this is just a cheap Amazon find. It doesn't have to be, you know, your $1,000 different types of tippets that are online. I mean, you know, it's like with anything else. One thing that you're gonna find, well, we might have to go a size bigger because that one seems to be messed up. So we're going with a 5X 4-pound, okay? And then this one, I know I've been using this one. See how that comes out like that? You don't want to stress this out any more than it already is. So if your tippet thing is a little messed up, doing a video right now, I don't have time to mess with that one. But we're going to take out probably like 2 feet. Enough to tie it with another 18 inches off this dry dropper. Something like that. About that tall. Now we're going to take this and tie it directly onto our dry fly that is right off the leader. Them birds sound real peaceful right now. I usually wrap it around about 8 times, loop it down underneath of itself, and bring it back through the top hole. It's a knot my grandpa, uncle, and dad taught me a long time ago fishing for trout. Tippet is extremely thin. Got to be ever so gently not to nick it or anything like that. If you're having a hard time, you just pull it down on it. Oh, see? That's a how not to do it. With tippet, you will get frustrated because it's so thin that it'll cut itself if you cinch it too hard. So, let's try this again. Run it through. The whole point of a tippet too was like, if your line gets snagged or broke, it doesn't break your whole leader. Just the extra part of line that is off of your leader. If you had to change your leader every time you got snagged, oh dear Lord, you're in trouble. And you're not having a good day on the water. Keep it clean. You do this the first couple times. I mean, I can tie pretty good hooks, but if this is your first time, just be patient. Fly fishing is literally 90% patience. See that? That is directly, we have our leader tapered to our tippet off of our dry dropper. That's how we're doing this. And I'm going to measure about, we'll say 18 inches off of there, and we're going to tie on our nymph that is going to drop below the water column. So the dry dropper goes on top to present itself, but also used as an indicator, and then the nymph will drop into the water column for any of those fish that want to eat there. So we're going to use something small, a little brass head on it. Kind of looks like a little mayfly, you know, right there. See it? Where are we at?
Down a little.
Right there.
Right there, hold her steady.
Okay.
You might not focus. Pull it out a little bit. And pull it in towards you.
That's okay.
That's good enough.
Doesn't
Whatever.
Okay. Then we got about 18 inches, I'd say. It's going to drop down just right. What did you say you've been catching them on out there? The nymphs or the dry droppers? Or the dry
Nymphs
flies?
religiously.
Nymphs religiously?
Yeah, like no tomorrow.
Okay.
I've been switching it up because just the fly and the hatch is different than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been really trying to. I've been seeing them come top.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get at them.
I mean, it's always fun to catch them on the dry fly.
It's just fun catching in general. Don't matter.
Yeah. The dry fly, when you can see the hit, you know. I don't know if I got that in or not. I don't think I did. But we're going to find out when I cinch it tight. And I did. Tippet line is so thin, it's hard to tell if it's, you know, it's hard to feel, let alone see. So, don't do that at home, kids. You get a fucking hook in your lip. So yeah, we have our leader here, our dry dropper to our nymph. And this is what he's going to catch a fish on later. Okay. Okay. That's it. Let's see what he catches.
So we're back here at one of my favorite brown trout places. Earlier, Darren set me up this nice drop fly rig. We got a dry fly up top, a little nymph right here, and we're gonna see how it goes. See if we can't get something.
So Justin ended up getting a snag and broke off at the tippet. The whole intent of the tippet, you know, at least we were able to explain a demonstration of the dry dropper setup. I do realize that I kept saying dry dropper instead of dry fly, and I'm going to have him insert this clip in there before he does a little fishing at the stream. So stick around. It's pretty funny. He fumbles around a little bit. I love that. It's yeah, it's some good clip.
No way! Let's go, baby. We got it. There we go. Okay. Wasn't so lucky the last time. Wasn't so lucky the last time. Little stock brown. Look at that. Just a little baby. Look, 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 look. Come here. Come here. Fucker. Yeah. Yeah.